everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, today we're taking a look at this, a thermal printer. You may be saying, what on earth? This actually is a very handy thing to have for vinyl record enthusiasts. What am I talking about? You're not going to want to miss this. Things that becomes apparent when you get into vinyl records is that pretty soon you're needing other items besides a record player, speakers, and records. Now, most of it, including this, is fluff. These aren't things you have to have. These are things that you may want to have. They may be nice to have, but they're not requirements by any measure. That being said, people seem to gravitate towards adding accessories that really suit them. Interesting. You don't usually see these in non-black. Cool. Oh, look at that little USB drive. That's cool. This is going to be really, really neat, and you're going to see in a minute why. But in the meantime, you're probably going to be wondering what on earth a thermal printer is and what it has anything to do with vinyl records. This is something I kind of discovered recently. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get it plugged in, and we'll go from there. What is a thermal printer? Well, as the name implies, it relies on heat in order to print. In fact, this device doesn't even have any ink in it, and it doesn't take ink or toner cartridges. It actually only heats up the thermal paper in order to print. There's the print head right there, and it literally just superheats in very specific places thermal paper in order to print onto it. So it is monochrome. It's only black and white, but for our purposes, that'll be just perfect. It's pretty basic. We got a roller. The paper is fed in through there, and it clamps down like this when you're ready to go. It has Bluetooth, which is going to be key because, yes, you can use this with a computer, obviously. That's probably the primary use case. And in so doing, it's really good for printing 4x6 shipping labels. So if you're an eBay seller and you want to, make your life a lot easier, you can just thermal print instead of having to, print onto paper and then tape the label onto your box. You just print onto the thermal paper, and thermal paper is adhesive. So this one's all bunched up because it was just in there for transport purposes, but it's all adhesive. It's a big sticker. And that also leads itself to, there's a test page it kind of comes with, leads itself to being a very handy thing for what we're going to do with it today. Now, because it's a thermal printer, it never needs ink, it never needs toner. That's cool, but how do you get the image onto the paper? Well, the secret is actually in the paper itself. Thermal paper actually essentially prints an image, or I should say has an image printed upon it by the use of thermal technology, but the actual ink, as it were, is in the paper. All that to say this, we need some paper. And to that end, we have a lot of it. So let's go ahead and open this up. These will probably be 4x6. No, they're actually not. They're smaller than that. So you can obviously do a lot of things. You kind of know where I'm going with this, I think, at this point. Different size and shapes. All of them are thermal, so you can feed them in, and based on the dimensions of whatever you're printing will fit onto the paper that comes with it. So what are we going to do with this? I've got a very, very, very interesting idea. I think you will like it. But before that, I want to say that we're going to use a different method than a computer in order to control this. We're going to use an app that is sort of a third-party app that works with these. This has Bluetooth, doesn't everything these days. And with the Bluetooth, we're going to be able to control and print right to this device. We're going to point our smartphone at it, and it will bring up Label Expert. That is what they recommend. Okay, it's installed. Let's go ahead and run it. And to connect it, we're going to press this until it is on. And now we have a Bluetooth light on there. although it is flashing red there. I think that means that there's no paper installed. All right, let's go ahead and load up some paper. I did find a roll of 4x6. Let's go ahead and put it right to the edge like that. Make sure that these guiders or guide pieces or whatever sort of gently on the side there. And snap it down into place. Let's see what happens if we press that. It'll feed one through just to make sure it's aligned. And I think we can pull that back through if we want. We can just tear it off. All right, so it's all loaded up. It's ready to go. So now we can try to print something from the app itself. Now, even though it's, you know, really designed for printing labels or printing black and white images such as shipping labels, I can physically print a photograph. So let's try this and see what happens here. Okay, that's horrifying. That's me wearing some goofy glasses. It doesn't look that bad in real life. That image isn't supposed to look quite as horrifying as that. I mean, it is horrifying, but it's not quite as horrifying as that. We have the thank you screen for our members, our awesome and incredible members. And yeah, it prints it off. Actually, it looks a little bit like there's different parameters. See, it looks on the screen there like that's going to look good, but there's a lot of different, I noticed, settings and things. Like you can go in there and adjust the contrast. Okay, so there's something to learn here, but that's the essential functions of this, but it's not what I've got this thing planned for. Let me show you what I've got it planned for. By the way, here's what the actual shipping labels look like. They look great. So you've got the label that you can just slap right on the package. So I think this is the primary use case for most people. Again, they are adhesive, and the 4x6 label is sort of the popular label. Sorry for the noise. My lawn company decided today was the day to come. Anyway, so that's the primary use, but I'm using it for this. You may be saying, what on earth, records? What could you do? I'm not going to stick a label to my records. Well, no, it's the dividers. Remember these awesome dividers? Well, look at this. Look at this. I use these adhesive things on there, and they barely stick on, and they curl up, and they don't look good. So I've thought about just taking a Sharpie and drawing right on there. But what if we use the thermal printer instead to make a label to go right on there? Okay, so I used an app that I normally use to make thumbnails, just to make these super contrasty images with text of the different tabs that I need. And then I printed them off on 4x6. And they're nice and bold and big. And I think the biggest question is, will they adhere to this well? And then also, I have something else I want to try too. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these into strips. And then I'm going to apply them to these and see how it goes. Okay, that took a bit more time than expected. That seems to be the common theme. Here is the leftover old labels and the backs off of the new labels. I would recommend I trim these down to size from a left and right standpoint in some cases. You can see they look nice and clear, easy to read, but it makes it harder to peel them off the backing if you don't have that edge from the original label. So I would say keep them the original width, and then they're much easier to peel off and you don't end up with these crimped ends like that. But I want to put this last one on here together, this Elvis one, and it seems to stick to these plastic Crosley dividers that we have, and it definitely looks sharper than my original handwritten ones, and it's less permanent than just drawing on there with a marker. Of course, I didn't put it on straight, but you know, that looks pretty good. I think that's an improvement. Will this stay stuck better than the labels that these came with? Only time will tell. Other ideas I was having along the way was labeling tapes, things like this. These weren't done with this machine. These were other tapes that I have, but some ideas, right? Things that I could do. But let me show you some of my record dividers, kind of how it turned out. I got this crate down here that's got my box sets in it, some of them labeled clearly. I think that turned out good. Still working on a good storage solution for my 45s. This is one of my 45 boxes, and I haven't gone through and updated. These ones actually did write directly on the plastic. These are just little bits of leftover pieces. But I plan to go back later and do that as well. For now, I just put a label on the box as if I didn't know what it was, but it looks good, right? It looks better. And I put some stickers on there too. That's the Zoltar box. Remember the Zoltar? Love the Zoltar. I ran out of room to do the crate digging style everywhere, so I do have some things that are shelf style like this. These look great. I think these look really slick. Unfortunately, I put this one on backwards. I don't know what I was thinking. That'll drive me nuts until I finally fix it. But yeah, I think that definitely looks good. I think it looks sharp. Okay, this isn't the slickest thing ever, but at least I know what these buttons do now instead of trying to remember what they do. I would probably go back and do this as one solid label all the way across on this mechanical switch. But I think overall that was a worthy project. I'm happy with the way it turned out. Now you may be asking yourself, couldn't you just do that with a label maker? And yes, you could do it with a label maker, but this has added versatility. One thing I want to point out though is that because these are thermal labels or thermal prints, as it were, they are susceptible to high temperatures because that's how they were printed in the first place. So if you've ever seen an old receipt that has gone dark, like the entire thing is just black, that's because it was exposed to heat, and over time, its thermal properties essentially utilized all of the quote-unquote ink across the entire surface. So what if we were to expose some thermal paper to some extreme heats? And I'm talking extreme heat. Okay, I've got a piece of thermal paper here and a hot air blow dryer. So how much heat does it take? Now, if you look online, it's between 150 degrees up to 200 degrees. So under normal usage, you're not going to have a problem, right? But it's thermal paper, so I thought we would explore this. So let's see if I can get this to go dark with a hair dryer. So as you can see, yes, it actually did make it go dark, but that was extremely hot. I could barely hold it. That's how hot it was. So under normal use, I don't think you're going to have to worry. Hopefully your records aren't getting exposed. Oh, that smells kind of toasty. You shouldn't be exposing your records to that kind of heat anyway. All right, my friends, that's going to do it for today. As you can see, this is actually pretty cool, pretty handy, helps you get organized, helps you label things clearly. And if you're like me, you want to minimize the clutter, you want to make things clear, this is a really handy and fun way to do it. Also, it's helpful for shipping things. So if you are shipping things, then this really is a nice thing to have. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time.